Here now are going to read the passage, listening passage, page 60 from your student's book. Open your student's book, please, page 60. We have here a story, The Lost Bag. Listen to the story which an old man is telling to his grandchildren. Okay, so we are going to listen to this story. Then we are going to answer the questions that follow. After that, we are going to talk about the story in details.
Module 5, page 60, exercise 3.
A long time ago, there lived a rich merchant. He was always dressed nicely, and he carried many fine jewels with him. He travelled from one city to another. A band of camels and servants often travelled behind him in a long line. His business was buying and selling goods. He was very good and kind to poor people. Once, the merchant was travelling with a lot of money. As he was on his way back home, his money bag fell to the ground, but he did not notice it. He only discovered the loss of his money when he reached home. The merchant did not worry about the lost bag. He still had enough money for himself and for helping others. Then there came a time when business was not so good. He became an old man with very little money. The poor merchant sold everything he had, and, soon, he did not have any money at all. Very often, he and his wife had nothing to eat. And then, one cold night,
We have no more food. Let us walk to the next village where no one knows us. Someone will help poor people like us.
And so they walked in the cold night air. They wandered for a long time until they reached the first house in the next village. The wife was too tired to walk any more. She fell down on the steps and began to cry. The sheikh who lived in the house heard her and opened the door.
"Who are you? What are you doing here at this time of night?"
The merchant and his wife told him their sad story. The sheikh asked them to come in.
"What color was your bag?"
It was a round, black bag with a string around it. Inside were some jewels and 1,000 dinars.
"It is late, and you must be very tired. Eat some hot food and rest with us for the night. Tomorrow you will feel better."
The next morning, they all sat around the table for breakfast. The sheikh pulled an old black bag from a box.
"Now I have a story to tell you. A long time ago, I found this bag on the road near my house. I hid it away safely. I knew that someday I could return it to its real owner. Now, I am sure you are the person. Is this the bag you lost?"
Yes, it is. It's the bag that I lost. I cannot tell you how thankful I am. I will always remember how kind you were to me.
Okay, dear student. Now after we have listened to the story about the lost bag, let's look here and try to understand some new vocabs here. We have here band of camels and servants. What's the meaning of band? Band of camels? Yeah, band means قافلة. Band of camels, قافلة من الجمال. Band of camels. Also, we have here some new words like the man and his wife. He lost the bag. The bag was full of money. He had in the bag around 1,000 dinars and some jewels. He lost the bag and he discovered later that he lost his bag. After some time he became a poor man and he started moving from one village to another. In the end, he came to this sheikh, and they came at night. They walked from their village. They moved from their village to another village, as his wife advised him, the wife of the merchant. Then the sheikh met him and asked him about his story. He told him about his story, that he lost all his money, which were in the bag. He had a black bag, and he told him that the bag was black and there was a string around it. So the sheikh knew that this bag belongs to the merchant, and he gave him the money. So now, after we have listened to the story, let's go and answer the questions that follow. Here we have 4 questions. Read the story on page 60, okay, and answer the questions. The first question: how did the merchant become poor? How? He was very rich man. How did he become poor? Second question: how did the sheikh know that the merchant was the real owner of the bag? How did the sheikh know that this bag of money belongs to the merchant and he is the real owner of it? The question number C: why didn't the sheikh spend the money he found? Why he didn't, when he found the bag of money, why he didn't spend the money and use the money which was in the bag? The last question: what would you do with the money you gain back from sheikh if you were in the merchant? If you were the merchant and you lost the money, then what you will do if you get back the money? Let's see. The first question: the merchant became poor because business was bad and he had to sell everything he owned. So he started selling everything because he lost the bag, which was full of money, 1,000 dinars, and because of that he became poor. The second question: how did the sheikh know that the merchant was the real owner of the bag? The merchant described the bag correctly. The merchant told him it's so and so. It was black. It was round, black bag with a string around with jewels and 1,000 dinars inside. So he gave him a full description. The merchant gave the man a full description of the bag. That's why the sheikh knew that this bag belongs to the man. The question number C: the sheikh knew, or the question was, why didn't the sheikh spend the money he found? Why the sheikh did not spend the money, the 1,000 dinars and the jewels inside? Why he didn't sell them? Because the sheikh knew that someday he could return the bag to its owner. He knew that one day someone will come and ask for his money, for the bag. The last question: what would you do with the money you gain back from the sheikh if you were the merchant? What you will do? Maybe you will give, these suggested answers, it's up to you. Maybe you will give the sheikh some money, you will give the poor, you will start a business, it's up to you. So here we have answered the 4 questions about the passage on page 60.